It is the loudest sound in the world. Not a scream, not a slamming door. It is the sound of your phone not vibrating. You have checked it 5 times in the last 3 minutes. You checked the volume switch to make sure it was not on silent. You toggled your Wi-Fi off and on, just in case the signal was stuck. You even restarted the phone. But deep down, you know the technology is working fine. The silence is not a technical error. The silence is a message, and right now that message is tearing your nervous system apart. It usually starts subtly. A response that used to take 2 minutes now takes 2 hours. Then 2 hours becomes an entire evening. Then suddenly, you are in the void. It has been 24 hours, then 48. Your stomach feels like it is tied in a cold, wet knot. You cannot focus on your work. You cannot focus on your children. You are staring at a screen that says read at 8:45 p.m. on Tuesday. And now it is Thursday morning. You are scrolling back through the chat history, acting like a forensic detective. You are looking for the crime. Did I use too many emojis? Was I too needy? Did I make a joke that landed wrong? You are rewriting history to make this your fault. Because if it is your fault, that means you can fix it. But I'm here to tell you the dark truth. You cannot fix it because you did not break it. This is not a communication breakdown. This is an execution. You are currently the victim of one of the most brutal psychological weapons in the dark triad arsenal. It is called coercive control through withholding, and they are doing it for a specific reason that you will not like. They are doing it because it works. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what is happening to your brain chemistry right now. I'm going to show you the 6 specific types of silence they use, and I'm going to give you the only method that stops the pain instantly. But first we have to talk about Sarah, because Sarah made one mistake during the silence that cost her 2 years of her life, and I suspect you're about to make the exact same mistake. Let's stop you before you hit send. Sarah is a 34-year-old project manager. She is logical, organized, and not easily rattled. In her career, she manages crises for a living. But when she met Mark, logic went out the window. Mark was intense. Not in a scary way, but in a focused way. For the first 3 months, he was a communication machine. Good morning texts at 7 a.m. sharp, check-ins at lunch, long phone calls at night where he asked her about her childhood, her fears, her dreams. He made her feel seen in a way she had never experienced. This is important. The silence only hurts because the noise before it was so beautiful. He created a baseline of constant connection. He wired her brain to expect his digital presence every few hours. Then came the weekend of the shift. They went to a friend's barbecue. Sarah laughed at a joke another man made. It was nothing. It was innocent. But she noticed Mark's eyes go flat, like a shark rolling its eyes back before a strike. He didn't say anything. He drove her home. He kissed her goodbye. He said, "I will call you tomorrow." Monday came. Sarah sent her usual text. "Hope you have a great week." No reply. By noon, she checked the chat, delivered, but not read. By 5 p.m., the panic started to whisper in her ear. Is he hurt? Did he get into a car accident? She called him. It rang 4 times, then went to voicemail. This is where the trap activates. If the call had gone straight to voicemail, she would have thought his battery died. But 4 rings means the phone is on. It means he saw the call, and he watched it ring until it stopped. That night, Sarah did not sleep. Her cortisol levels were spiking through the roof. She felt physically sick. By Tuesday afternoon, the anger set in. Who does he think he is? But the anger quickly dissolved into fear. What if he leaves? What if I ruined the best thing I ever had? At 9 p.m. on Tuesday, 48 hours into the silence, Sarah broke. She sent the text that Mark was waiting for. She wrote, "Mark, I am so sorry if I upset you at the party. Please just let me know you're okay. I miss you. Look at what just happened." She apologized for laughing. She took responsibility for his bad behavior. She validated his power, and she exposed her neck. Sarah thought this text would fix it. She thought he would see her pain and rush to comfort her. But Mark didn't reply for another 24 hours. Why? Because now he knew he had her. But before we see how Mark finally replied, we need to understand why Sarah felt like she was physically dying. This is not just sadness. This is biology. You need to understand that to your brain, silence is indistinguishable from a physical attack. There is a region in your brain called the anterior cingulate cortex. Its job is to register pain. If I pour hot coffee on your hand, this region lights up red. If I kick you in the shin, it lights up red. And if the person you love ignores you, it lights up exactly the same way. Evolutionarily, this makes sense. For our ancestors, social exclusion meant death. If the tribe stopped talking to you, it meant you were being exiled. And a human alone in the wild is food for predators. So your brain evolved a warning system. When you are ignored, your brain floods your body with stress hormones. Cortisol and adrenaline, your heart rate increases. Your digestion shuts down, which is why you feel that knot in your stomach. Your pupils dilate. You enter a state of fight or flight, but there is nothing to fight, and there is nowhere to run. So you freeze, but it gets worse. The manipulator has also hijacked your dopamine system. Remember the beginning of the relationship? The constant texts. That was the conditioning phase. Every notification was a hit of dopamine. Ding, pleasure. Ding, validation. Ding, love. Your brain became addicted to the sound of his name. Now he has cut the supply. You are in cold turkey withdrawal. You're a heroin addict shaking in the corner because your dealer disappeared. This is why you cannot focus on work. This is why you cannot sleep. Your brain is screaming for the fix. And there's one more psychological concept you need to know. It is called object constancy. Healthy adults have it. It means that even when we are apart, or even when we are fighting, I know we still love each other. The bond is constant. Narcissists and toxic manipulators often lack this. To them, if you are not pleasing them in this exact second, you are an enemy. You are all bad. But here's the trick. They exploit the fact that you have object constancy. They know you are holding on to the bond while they are busy severing it. They rely on your loyalty to keep you waiting while they torture you. It is a parasitic dynamic, and they do not just use one type of silence. They have a menu. Let's break down the 6 specific types of silence so you can identify exactly which one is being used on you right now. Type 1 is the stonewall. This happens when you're in the same physical space. You try to address a problem. Maybe you found a receipt that doesn't make sense. Maybe you ask why they came home at 3 a.m. A healthy partner would explain. A manipulator turns into a statue. They stare at the television. They scroll through their phone right in front of your face. You ask a question, and they walk into the kitchen to get a glass of water like you're a ghost. This is designed to make you scream, because when you finally scream, they can turn around and say, "Wow, you are so unstable. I cannot talk to you when you are like this." They provoke the reaction so they could blame you for the reaction. Type 2 is the calculated delay. This is common in the early stages of dating. They institute a rule, unspoken but strict. If you take 10 minutes to reply, they take 20. If you take an hour, they take 3. They never reply instantly, even if you ask a time-sensitive question. "Hey, are we still on for dinner at 7? Sent at 4 p.m. 5 p.m. passes. 6 p.m. passes. You're getting dressed, putting on makeup, wondering if you should stop. At 6:45, they reply. "Yeah, see you there." They kept you in a state of suspended anxiety for 3 hours just to prove they control your schedule. Type 3 is the orbiting ghost. This one drives people insane. They have not replied to your text from 3 days ago, but they are the first person to view your Instagram story. They like your Facebook status. They retweet you, but they will not speak to you. This is a territory marker. They are peeing on the fence. They are saying, "I am not here for you, but you are still my property." It prevents you from moving on because you think, well, they are still watching, so they must still care. No, they are watching because they want to make sure you are not having fun without them. Type 4 is the punitive silence. This is what happened to Sarah. It is transactional. You did X, so I will remove Y. You laughed at another man, so I will remove my presence. It is training, like training a dog with a shock collar. Eventually you stop laughing at other men. You stop seeing your friends. You stop disagreeing, because you are terrified of the silence coming back. You edit your own personality to keep the peace. Type 5 is the breadcrumb silence. They go dark for weeks. You finally start to heal. You go a whole day without crying, then a ping, a meme, or a link to a song, or just thinking of you. You reply immediately, and then silence again for another week. They are just checking to see if the door is still unlocked. As soon as you open it, they walk away again. And finally, type 6, the discard. This is the silence that never ends. But they never tell you it is the end. They just drift away. No closure. No, we need to break up conversation. They leave the relationship open-ended like a festering wound, so you never truly mourn. You stay stuck in the what-if phase for years. Let's go back to Sarah. Which type was Mark using? It was punitive silence mixed with a breadcrumb. On Wednesday, 3 days after the party, Mark finally replied to her desperate apology text. His text said, "I just needed some space. You were really intense this weekend." Look at the gaslighting. Sarah was not intense. Sarah was happy. But Mark has now reframed her happiness as intensity. And what did Sarah do? Did she get angry? No, she felt a wave of relief so powerful it made her dizzy. She thanked him. She promised to be more chill. She took the blame. And in that moment, she lost all the power in the relationship. For the next 2 years, every time Mark went quiet for even an hour, Sarah would panic. She became a shell of herself. She walked on eggshells, trying to avoid the noise of the silence. Do not be Sarah. If you are currently in the silence, you are at a crossroads. You can chase, apologize, and enter the cycle of abuse. Or you can do the one thing they never expect. You can turn the weapon back on them. Before I give you the solution, I need to warn you about the traps you are about to fall into. Your brain is currently hijacking your logic. It is coming up with brilliant ideas to force a response. Do not do them. Do not drive by their house. I know you want to. You want to see if their car is there. You want to see if the lights are on. If they see you, you immediately confirm the crazy ex narrative they are already telling their friends. Do not double text. And definitely do not triple text. There is a rule in sales. He who speaks first loses. In silence, he who texts again loses. Each additional text reduces your value in their eyes. It shows them that they are the prize and you are the chaser. Do not try to make them jealous. Posting a picture with another guy or girl right now looks desperate. It screams, "Look at me, react to me." They will see right through it, and they will laugh. And finally, do not send the closure letter. You know the one. The 5-paragraph text explaining your feelings, explaining how much they hurt you, trying to appeal to their empathy. Listen to me closely. You cannot appeal to empathy that does not exist. They know they hurt you. That was the point. Telling them you hurt me is like telling a boxer you punched me. They know. They threw the punch. Your pain is not a deterrent to them. Your pain is fuel. So if you can't chase, and you can't fight, and you can't explain, what do? You enter the black hole. The black hole method is an aggressive psychological defense. It is different from no contact. No contact is for you to heal. The black hole is to destroy their game. Think about a black hole in space. It is not just empty, it exerts massive gravity, but it allows no light to escape. Nothing that goes in ever comes out. To execute this, you must become a void. Step 1, the digital death. Do not block them yet. Blocking is a reaction. It shows emotion. Instead, mute them. Archive the chat so you do not see it when you open your phone. Stop posting on social media. Completely. No stories, no posts, no status updates. Become a ghost. This terrifies a narcissist. They need data. They need to know if you're sad, mad, or glad. If you go dark, they lose their radar. They start to wonder, did she die? Did she meet someone else? Is she having the time of her life? The silence you create is far louder than the silence they created. Step 2, the reality check. You need to rewrite the story in your head. You are telling yourself they are ignoring me because I am not good enough. Change the script to, they are ignoring me because they are broken. Imagine a toddler holding their breath to get a cookie. That is what they are doing. You do not negotiate with toddlers, and you do not negotiate with terrorists. Step 3, the Hoover defense. This is the hardest part. Because the black hole method works, it works too well. When they realize their silence is not working on you, when they feel the vacuum of your absence, they will panic, and they will reach out. But they won't apologize. They will send a feeler. Hey stranger, did you leave your blue shirt here? I saw this movie and thought of you. This is the moment of truth. If you reply instantly, you lose. You reset the clock. You prove that you were sitting by the phone waiting for them. Do not answer the first text. Let it sit. Let them sweat. If you must reply, and I recommend you don't, wait at least 24 hours. And be boring. Be incredibly, painfully boring. Them. I miss you. You. I've been pretty busy. Hope you're good. Give them no fuel. No emotion. No questions. Be as dry as a tax return. This destroys the fantasy that they control you. Sarah never did this. Sarah fed the beast until there was nothing left of her. But you have the map now. You can see the trap. The silent treatment is abuse. Plain and simple. It is not normal relationship ups and downs. It is a calculated attempt to erode your self-esteem so you become easier to control. The person who loves you communicates with you, even when they are angry. Especially when they are angry. Someone who loves you would never want you to feel the panic you are feeling right now. If they are okay with you suffering, they are not the one. I know it hurts. I know you want to reach out. But respect yourself enough to put the phone down. Go for a run, call your mom, watch a movie, do anything except feed the monster. Because once you survive the silence, you become immune to it, and once you're immune to their silence, they have no power over you at all. But remember what I said earlier, when the silence stops working, they switch tactics. They get desperate, and a desperate manipulator is a dangerous thing. They will move from ignoring you to overwhelming you. It is called love bombing 2.0, or the Grand Hoover. They will promise change, they will cry, they will propose, and if you don't know the signs, you will walk right back into the cage. I have a video that breaks down exactly how to spot the fake apology. It explains the 3 words they use to trick you into coming back. You need to watch it before they call you, because they will call. Click here to watch it now, and if this video helped you understand your reality, subscribe. We are building a community of people who refuse to be manipulated. Leave a comment below telling me, what is the longest time they ever went silent on you? Let's compare notes in the comments. You're not alone, stay strong, stay safe, and keep the door closed. See you in the next one.